Good morning and welcome here in our group Complex PTSD and Thriving. So as always, I'm super excited to be here and do these live sessions with you every Monday morning, 6 a.m. Brisbane time. And I want to welcome all the newbies and everyone who's been, a big shout out and big thank you to everyone who's been contributing and been participating and engaging. I just love the supportiveness of that little community that we have here. So thank you so much. Also, thank you for the topic suggestions. I have seen them, I have written them down, so we'll cover them over the next few weeks. Like I think there was flashbacks and so forth. So my memory is not too good. I'm going to show you. I actually have a book these days where I write down each page is one page per week on the different topic suggestions. And people often say they don't have money for journals and things like that. You don't need anything fancy. You can make it your own with wrapping paper and stuff like this. I mean, I happen to like birds and flowers and ladybugs. That might not be your style. You might have, I don't know, Harleys or mountains or dinosaurs. I don't know what brightens up your day there, but make your things unique, make them fun for yourself and on your healing journey. I think that is that's very important. Okay, sure. So I wanted to say that. For those of you who don't know me, I am Tanya Windecker, so I do have complex PTSD myself. So I live and breathe the thing, every practice that I share with you guys, everything that I teach my clients are the things that I do myself, that I implement myself in my daily life, and that help me on my recovery there as well. So I just love helping people, get out of that inner chaos that we have some more inner peace, so we can actually reach our full potential. Because so often with all those, especially mental health diagnoses, we start to play small, or we feel like we're less than, and I want to help people to snap out of this and go and reach your full potential there. And I think this topic today can help us with that as well. So someone's posted a little video clip of a 2-year-old, and I want to talk to that and give you my view on that, and then translate it into what that actually means for us in our adult life and how this can keep us trapped. Okay, so very key here. So for those of you who have not seen that little video, I think it's like a 40-second clip of a 2-year-old and this is key here. I just want to mention that first off, because if you see anything online or any post, we often get these tiny little snippets out of someone's life. Okay, they're tiny snippets. So in this case, it's 40 seconds, and this little 2-year-old, I think, just happened to slam or get their fingers slammed in the door or something. So the girl is crying. The mum asks her to take a deep breath, and she does this most cutest, adorable big breath. And then she starts crying again because she's sore, and then mum asks her again to do that big breath, and then she asks her to repeat a few sentences after her, and the sentences were like, I am strong, okay, I am beautiful, and then the little girl says it, I am worthy. And okay, so when you see that, when you're looking at, I had to look at it a few times because it really struck me that, because the little girl is 2 years old, but she doesn't look intimidated or anything like that, and the mum sounds like she comes from a caring, kind of loving space when she does that. And perhaps the mum felt like she wasn't worthy growing up, and she really wants to make sure that the little girl has a sense or feels worthy. So I don't know if you know, but I'm actually a qualified kindergarten and preschool teacher, so I studied child development a lot on a physiological level, psychological level, and a 2-year-old doesn't really quite understand those kind of concepts. What that 2-year-old thinks of what I am beautiful means might be slightly different to what the mum intended it to be. And a 2-year-old doesn't get the concept of what I am worthy actually means. The girl can't have that felt sense of I am worthy just by hearing those words. Would, on the other hand, the mum have gone in and given that girl a big warm hug without any other words, no words whatsoever, that girl would have had that felt sense. I mean, a 2-year-old is really kind of oh my gosh, I just, had this accident, what just happened, and I'm hurting and I don't know what to do, and they feel really lost. But here is mum. Mum's here for me, mum cares for me, and that felt sense will go way further than any words ever can. Okay, this is something that gives us that fullness within, that warmth. Okay, so from my point of view, this exercise is not age appropriate. This is something that we can do in our adult life. If I jam my hand in, I might want to do some deep breathing so I don't say anything inappropriate out loud and those kind of things. Okay, but for a 2-year-old, I think a hug or something like that is more appropriate to help them feel that they're still loved and there's people there that care for them. But when I want to flip this now into our adult lives, I'm not talking about that little girl anymore, because this is so, so important. And see this, I myself was trapped, I can see my clients being trapped in this too. But so many of us, if not all of us, had some very negative thoughts, things like, I am useless, I'm not lovable, I'm too damaged, I am broken beyond, I'm a dysfunctional patient, and all these kind of thoughts. For some of you, they might not be so troubling anymore. For others, if you truly believe that those thoughts are the gospel truths about you, there's no two ways about it. You've been to therapy, you've tried so hard to get rid of those thoughts, and yet that's you. You really believe I am not lovable. If you believe them to be that true, then they come with this really heavy feeling, that sadness, that loneliness, that despair. For me, it was always that empty, hollow feeling inside. Yeah, this is really that one that's really hard to describe, but it really causes us so much pain and suffering. And here's the trap. This is what so many of the self-help books teach us. This is what so many psychologists tell us to do. And even I said on videos as well, that we need to kind of flip those negative thoughts into positive ones. Like, I am strong, I am beautiful, I am worthy. Okay? I know, I do it myself. But I really want you to think about this. If you really sold on, you really believe that thought that I am strong is true about you, then that actually starts to shrink your world, especially your emotional world, because you won't be able to be emotionally available to your friends that much. If something happened in your friend's life, you're probably more likely to be dismissive or telling them, but it's not that bad, come on, let's keep moving, because I'm tough, kind of, you can't really be emotionally present for them. And you might not be able to make yourself so vulnerable in an intimate relationship. Just by believing this is really, really true. And similar for that thought, I am worthy. I might have your head spinning now, but stick with me, please, because when you really sold on this thought that this is the truth about you, that I am worthy, then that creates that entitlement thing. So you might get this gist now that when you really sold on those thoughts, on the extreme end, you're more like a narcissistic kind of person. They really strongly believe those thoughts that I am worthy, I'm the best, and so forth. But there's no felt sense with those thoughts. So a narcissist has the same kind of emptiness feeling inside, the same kind of, or similar kind of, pains and struggles internally than when you're having all these negative thoughts about yourself. Okay? This is a big trap. I see it in my clients all the time. Okay? If you need some one-on-one support here, please send me a message. I still have some couple of coaching spots available there to work through this. This is so important. This is something, this caused me so much pain, and I'm probably a bit strong here, but I spent decades on this, and I probably show my age here now. I'm only 45, but many years ago I actually had a book that was, I can't quite remember the title, but something like what to say to yourself, I think, something along those lines. And I used that book and I recorded a cassette. Remember the old type of cassettes? And I recorded those positive affirmations on the cassette, and I was listening to this so many times, and I've done these thought substitutions exercises so many times, it doesn't change anything if you just change your thinking without actually creating that felt sense within you. Hey, I am an okay person, I am worthy, I am lovable, I am a caring person. If you don't change the felt sense, those exercises they have a place. It's good to have, think about and get aware of the kind of thoughts that are floating around in your head. But when we are focusing too much on the thoughts, we're stuck in our head. It's a trap. We want to get out of that head of ourselves, drop down into our body and start feeling and being there. And so we can feel like there is, get rid of this empty sense that we have inside of our bodies there. Okay? That is so key, because then we can start feeling that our lives become more richer, more meaningful, because we have those connections with other people and we can reach our full potential there. So, okay. I think I made my point here strongly, how I feel about those kind of exercises, only because I spent decades on trying to do this. I so thought that I could analyze everything that's going on in my head and I can think myself better. I can think myself out of the PTSD. I can think myself healthy, and it just doesn't work. Okay? So, but with that, I hope I didn't stir up too much here. You can ask questions here. I'm always happy for you to let me know where you're at with that, because I'm curious. Are you still stuck? Do you really believe in our thoughts? Are you trying to analyze your thoughts too much and you're having trouble to actually create those felt senses for yourself? So I'm always curious to hear from you guys. So with that, I'm wishing you all lots and lots of love and rainbows to brighten up the tough times just a little. See ya, bye.